Hey guys. What's going on, guys? How you doing? The singularity is here. Let me wait a few minutes to let a few people come on in. I want to at least get one viewer before I start. See what I have here. So we're going to talk about AI in Israel. The singularity is here. And if it's a country going straight head forward into AI, I think it's Israel. Right? Why? Information age. Right? Information age. Right? Let me just go to YouTube real quick and let me see. I saw a YouTube video of Bibi Netanyahu having a conversation, I think with Tucker Carlson, and he was talking about he believes that he is a part of the mythical people who existed back in the biblical days of Israel, and this is what this is all for. Let's see this. Okay, Netanyahu, and I believe. Let me see here. I may not be able to find this interview. Okay, Netanyahu, Tucker. So the Jews are the mythical people in the Bible. Mm-hmm.
Well, the Jews being the chosen people being the most obvious, but it continues into the very end of the Gospels and the end of John. Jesus is like, you all were chosen. What does that mean exactly? Is there like an elect who are just like chosen to be followers of Jesus?
Very difficult question. I would argue that when the Bible talks...
Wrong conversation. Okay, yeah, I think this is it.
Tucker Carlson and Senator Ted Cruz.
Look at this.
Tucker Carlson said, are you saying that the Jews in Israel under Netanyahu are the descendants of the ancient Israelites who are described in the Bible?
Of course. There's no question about it. The Jews spread from this land to various parts of Europe, to the Middle East and elsewhere. But we never forgot this land. We said next year in Jerusalem, next year in Jerusalem. My great-grandfather came here in the 19th century. Most of the Palestinians who are alive,
they are the chosen people. Why are they using American dollars to liberate themselves? Shouldn't they use Jesus? Or shouldn't they lose their God? Why are they being liberated on our American dollars? I have my taxpayer money goes to fund 8 million people and what they're doing over there in the Middle East to these people. This is awful. And they're doing it because their belief is based upon being, in that case, can't the Indians in the United States come back? I mean, we can track their descendants. Do they have the right to come back? Right? Remember, I believe at some point, Texas belonged to Mexico, I think. Let me just finish here. Let me look at this.
They came after him. So that's what our history has been. On the one hand,
now these are people who are so you become one of them in the mythical Bible when you identify as one. There's no genealogy that can track you back to those days. And the people who lived back in those days, they're not genetically the same people. You're only there in identity, not genetics, right?
Our ancient ancestral homeland, and the other developing a state that becomes a juggernaut of technology and development. We're Silicon Valley of the Middle East, a democratic society in the face of enormous attacks of countries that want to annihilate us every day. Who's talking?
You see the self-referential perspective, the paranoia and everything. Well, I think the people around you've been very tolerant.
Also defending you. These are people who chant death to America. They're after you.
No, they're not after us. You are harming them. You are unaliving their children. Look at that evil.
Destroy Western civilization. They want to destroy everything.
I don't think anybody want to destroy Western civilization. We don't want to give our tax monies to a genocide
that America stands for. They say Israel.
How does he talk to us? You know, this sort of like narcissism, this social apathy, it's entitlement, it's their worldview. BB feels he has the right to educate your child, right? Without you even being there. Man, these people are sick.
There's a small Satan. The big Satan is America. The only place where Christians are safe in the Middle East is in Israel. Not tolerated. Welcome.
He said the great Satan is, did he say the great Satan is America? Hold on for a second.
The Middle East is in Israel. Not tolerated. Welcome. They participate in our society. We take care of the holy places, which are destroyed everywhere else. Churches blown up throughout the Middle East. So if Tucker Carlson is asking you that.
No, Israel is a racially segregated society. You go into your caste system.
So-called defenders of MAGA defending. They're defending the worst enemies on the planet against America. They're not MAGA. The people who speak of MAGA, they love America and they love America's values and they don't identify.
How is he talking for us? Man, get out.
America is facing.
I can't listen to him.
J. Trump, the greatest friend that Israel has ever had. He understands that we're fighting a common enemy. Iran wants to destroy you. We stand.
Iran can't. There's a big ocean on the side of us.
It's the front line of this battle of civilization again.
I know you've debated Dean Withers on Jubilee before. I was wondering why you now refuse to engage with further debate with him.
I flew 5,000 miles across the world to have you ask why I'm not going to debate a left-wing YouTuber.
Well, I mean, he continuously tries to get your attention at your campus.
Right. Yeah. Again,
he's just ignore him.
I've debated him twice in the last calendar year. He's coming on my show this summer. Let me be clear. I came to Cambridge to have you ask me that.
Yeah, he's making videos about you avoiding him on your campus debates.
Right. So let me tell you how this works. I do a campus event like at Texas A&M University. I rent it out. I'm there for 3 hours. He shows up demanding to come up to the mic immediately, cutting in line of other students. It's not Joe Biden's America anymore where you can just cut.
Have you seen this video?
God didn't create Satan. Satan is a byproduct of.
Okay, let me get off track. Okay, I have this. So we have Netanyahu. Let me see here. Let me ask in AI. Are the current citizens living in Israel the same as the mythical Israelites in the Bible? Let me see if no. Right. And then this is someone who basically killed 60,000 people and he created a genocide thinking about this. Remember, those religious fanatics, those religious people, they do some awful things. Biblical. He's going back to biblical. No, modern Israeli citizens are not identical to biblical Israelites, though Jewish Israelites are primarily there biological descendants. Modern Israelites is a multinational state with a diverse citizenry, including Muslim, Christians, and Druze people, none of whom are biblical Israelites. While Jewish people share a distinct ancestral link to the ancient Israelites, I mean, but how are you going to know that? There are so many people coming in and out, and people say they're Jewish. I mean, while Jewish people share this direct ancestral link to the ancient Israelites, what? While they share a direct ancestral link to the ancient Israelites, right? Now, even if you go to Egypt today, I don't think they're still considered the same Egyptians as in the Bible. Are the let me see. Are the citizens in Egypt considered to be the same? Now, they've never left, right? So the Egyptians like never left since then. They've been in that one location. It is inaccurate to consider the modern citizens of Israel to be the exact same people as ancient descendants of the Bible, right? While modern Egyptians share some genetic continuity with their ancient predecessors, centuries of conquest, migration have significantly altered the planet's genetic and cultural makeup. They are doing this just because they want to do it, right? They're doing it just because they want to do it. The term nouns refer to different concepts. Israelites are the ancestral people of the Bible narrative, while Israeli refers to a citizen in the modern state of Israel, a national distinct from any specific region or ancient tribal affiliation. Biblical Israelites, the term refers to the ancient tribal groups and ancestors of the Jewish people who lived in ancient Egypt, ancient Judea and Israel. It's going to be interesting here, you know. So yeah, this is. Let me just go
Carlson
through.
Said, "Are you saying that the Jews in Israel under Netanyahu are the descendants of the ancient Israelites who are described in the Bible?"
It's bad.
Of course.
Of course.
About it. The Jews spread from this land.
What do you talk about? The Jews spread from this land, gaslight.
Never forgot this land. We said next year in Jerusalem, next year in Jerusalem. My great-grandfather came here in the 19th century. Most of the Palestinians who are alive today.
Now, this is the narrative they're going to push.
I know you.
Between Tucker
Let me see here.
Carlson and Seth.
But that's shocking, right? Netanyahu on social media. Let me see it.
Momentum, acceleration, embrace the pursuit. David Yurman Chevron Collection.
These are Wisconsin cheese curds. Bite-sized legends that are golden on the outside. Gooey.
Influencer. You said, we talked about the woke right. He said, I call it the woke right. That's a brilliant.
You know, he's attacking a lot of Americans. I mean, he's attacking a lot of Americans directly. I mean, he's inserting himself right into American politics and targeting people. This is not good. It's amazing the audacity to reach down here and to tell people's children what to do and to find people's children. This degree of racism and hatred is just extreme. It reflects an ego that only sees itself, right? It's very definition of being unconscious is that you have no empathy or insight or consideration for the person you're impacting. And that's what this sort of entitlement and elevated self-esteem and grandiosity comes from. He believes he's superior to us. That's why he wants to program your children.
The the woke right, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're the but they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle.
So he's coming for your children. He's going to, this is called parental alienation. Now, I did let me go to my channel here. Check my channel out. Read Matrix. Check my channel out. Like, subscribe, and share. Okay, so Read Matrix. Okay. Now, okay, let me see. I did a podcast on the Pied Piper, and you should take a look at this right here on the Pied Piper. You know how they destroy your kids, right? The Pied Piper, and this is exactly what Netanyahu is talking about here. So, if you don't know about the story of the Pied Piper, basically, let me see. Let me see here. The Pied Piper. Okay. So let me show you this Pied Piper.
Disappeared from the town of Hamelin, Germany. Some believe the story of the piper who lured away the town.
Like the Pied Piper is about this narcissist who ran a scheme on a town. He got all of his rats. He sent his rats ahead of him. They infested the town. They caused all this type of ruckus, right? And then the town called for a pest controller, and they just happened to get the Pied Piper. So the Pied Piper arrives in town, right? And the Pied Piper says, okay, hey, I can play a music on my flute, and I can have them all follow me out of town, right? And so the town agreed to hire him. So the Pied Piper went in and he started playing his flute, and then all the rats left town with him. And apparently they all fell off a cliff and died forever because they were never seen again, meaning they went no contact with you, and they off to the next town running the same scheme, like 5 or 6 days ahead of him. I think that's what's happening because I know these narcs, right? And so he goes back to the town and says, hey, can you pay me my money? Can you, I think it's like, can you pay me my money? And then, and they said, no. They said, we're not going to pay you because you're the one who brought the rats. And then he said, oh, why can't you, it's awful you accuse me of these things, right? And they refused to pay him. And so he said, okay, I have another tune. And he came back that night and he played another tune. And it caused all the children to wake up out of their beds. And they all followed the Pied Piper. And what? They believe they all walked off a cliff. Why? Because they never saw any of the children again. That's the story of the Pied Piper. And this is what Netanyahu is talking about when he's talking about getting to social media to get to your kids. So he talks about the radical left and the radical right, albeit this is this nation's political spectrum, not Israel's, right? And he wants to be the main person who influences the children's opinions on both sides, so that no matter what side you on, you face Israel, right? And I believe this is the same dance that the Pied Piper does. Let me show you this.
The Pied Piper of Hamelin. Did you know the tale of the Pied Piper might be based on a real event? In 1284, children mysteriously disappeared from the town of Hamelin, Germany. Some believe the story of the piper, who lured away the town's children with his magical pipe, could be linked to this real-life mystery. The tale may symbolize the consequences of broken promises or historical events like a plague or migration. Fascinating, right? For more amazing fairy tale facts, hit that follow button. The Pied Piper.
I don't think people understand just how dark the Pied Piper story really is.
I know.
So picture this. It's 1284 in Hamelin, Germany. The town's infested with rats. In comes this mysterious piper, promising to rid the town of them for a price. He plays his flute, and the rats follow him right into the river. Problem solved, right? But here's the twist. The townsfolk refuse to pay up. Big mistake. On June 26th, the piper returns. This time, he plays a different tune. And guess what? All the children follow him, never to be seen again. Some say they were led to a cave. Others believe they were sold off. But one thing's for sure. The Pied Piper's revenge was brutal. So next time you hear a fairy tale, remember, it might just be hiding a dark truth. Please subscribe for more mysterious history tales.
Yeah, you know, that's very interesting. I was saying the same thing, is that what he's talking about to us is brutal. I mean, you let someone else, you let some fanatic who believe that they're part of a mythical people who live in biblical times program your children. I mean, you're going to let someone who believes that they're part of a ancient biblical people, that's their goal, is to get back to that biblical perspective or whatever it is, and they're willing to unalive absolutely everyone, man, woman, child, in order to do it. And you want this person having control and influence over how your child thinks? Do you think they would ever let you influence their children? You would never know where they're at.
The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well, okay? And you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is followers. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through, because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one that's most important? X. X. That's very good. And, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy.
We have to talk to Elon.
We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight the fight, okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends, or those who could be our Jewish friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No.
There's like only 8 million people, citizens in Israel, and all of them are not Jews. It's like 8 million. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. Okay, what's the population size and demographics? Israel population is probably 10 million, with Jews making up 78%, around 7 million. So look at think about this: 7 million Jews, let's say round up 8 million Jews. And you see how many billions of dollars each Jew get from us, every year from this country. It's amazing. And you see how incredibly we're going into debt and things like that. And you see how he describes, Netanyahu describes things in such desperate terms for Jews. Um, and it seems like he's the one that's pushing the everyone to start arming up because he has his ambitions. Um, 10 million people. Okay. It grew about 101 in last year. Growth rate of 100%. 78% Arab, 21% Arabs. Has a high population density with 431 per square meters. So let me see. Describe the income and health disparity between Jew and non-Jews living in Israel. Okay, significant income and health disparities exist between Jewish and non-Jewish, primarily Arab population in Israel. While Israel offers universal health insurance, lower socioeconomic status among Arab Israelites contribute to worse health outcomes and lower life expectancies. Disparities also exist within the Jewish population, particularly affecting the ultra-Orthodox community. Okay, household income. In 21, the average monthly gross income for a Jewish household was 1.6 times that of an Arab household. 1.6 times. The gap was even wider when per capita, given the Arab families are generally larger. Poverty rates. Poverty disproportionately affects Arab Israelis, right? Arab Israeli, the poverty is exclusive to Arab Israeli. While poverty rates have decreased over the last decade, the poverty rates in Arab society is still double that of Jewish society in 2022. 39% of Arab families versus 16% of Jewish families. In 2020, 35% of Arab population was below the poverty line, compared to 17% of the Jewish population. Lower unemployment rates. In 2021, unemployment rates among Jewish Israelites were significantly higher than among Arabs. For example, the employment rate for Jewish men was 64%. The employment rate for Jewish men is 64 compared to Arabs was 50. Occupational segregation. Arab workers are more concentrated in low-paying fields like construction, education, health services, and underrepresented in high-paying sectors like high tech. 79 years for Arabs compared to 82 years for Jewish. Oh, interesting.
On some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money.
You know, it's amazing how he openly talks about re-engineering American society in the open. Can you imagine anyone? I haven't heard anyone from the United States talking about openly rearranging Jewish children and families, Israelis families. It's interesting.
Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay, we have to fight back.
And you know, I think that's all I wanted to have for today. Let me see if Hey Max, how's it going? Max, you're my greatest viewer, buddy. Max, thanks. Great choice for topics. I appreciate it, buddy. I think that's all I have for today. You guys take care of yourself. And remember, the singularity is here. Right now, it's a power grab. I mean, it's a power grab. Why? For your ego. The name of the game after the singularity here is 5D warfare. 5D warfare is the same type of tactics that the narcissists use. But in this situation, it's just scaled to include an entire system. So they're using the same techniques as the narcissist, but it's being applied to everyone who get access to anyone who comes within that stream. You know what I'm saying? If you're on their podcasts, you're on their platforms, you're going to get reprogrammed, right? It's important for us to recognize this and understand this. You got me? All right. It's a pleasure talking to you guys. Take care. Read out. Remember, the singularity is here. You do not want to get caught behind here. You want to stay ahead. Take care of yourself, guys. Ciao.